Greetings, fellow cool kids. Andy here. I coach men and women on living lives of abundance and joy. If they can all do it, you sure as hell can too. I can't see jack shit with these sunglasses as they are polarizing lenses and I cannot see my own screen, but I will attempt. I don't know what I'm doing, ladies and gentlemen. If this doesn't inspire all of you to go out there and chase your dreams and build a business or something, if seeing me being a complete fucking retard and still having 60 something thousand subscribers doesn't inspire you, I don't know what will. Speaking of inspiring, Sasquatch10 says, I've been to my first 3 meetups ever with strangers from Reddit. Without this channel, I'm not sure that I would have had the courage to take action. So to you, I'm thankful. Namaste emoji. Amazing. That's really, 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 really cool. And I've got a couple of articles and a couple of videos and all of that on how to make friends. There's an entire playlist on my YouTube channel on how to make friends. But for any of you that don't have any friends right now or don't have the social life that you want, you can just go check this article out on my website, killyourinnerloser.com. Just search for the word friends. And I wrote this big guide on how you can start making friends. One of my favorite places to meet friends is meetup.com, which is this really cool website here. And you basically type in your area, like where you live, and then you can just go through and make sure you're viewing by date and just sort of flick through and see some events that other people are going to. There'll be things like social meetups. There'll be things like, I always like to make sure it's in person. There'll be things like exercise groups, book clubs, philosophy, self-improvement groups, and all of that. It's a really, really, really good website for meeting people. And all of these events, they're usually pretty freaking free. Another way that you can browse the website is to search by groups. So if you click up here, groups, and you're probably going to see the area that I live in has a lot of like hippie people. I live in a very like hippie sort of place. So everyone here is kind of a hippie, but yeah, lots of like outdoor activities. And you just go to these events and you meet people and you make friends. And I've made a lot of friends through meetups. In fact, one of my best friends, we've been friends for, God, like 10 years or something at this point. We just went to a book club. I went to a book club that he was running and we hit it off and we talked about self-improvement and we've been best friends ever since. I've made a couple of friends through Meetup. So tons of ways to make friends. Like I said, you can check this article out over on my website. I talk about a whole bunch of strategies here. But yeah, really, really, really good stuff. Sasquatch, really good. Amazing, man. And it's funny how we put all this pressure on ourselves, or I guess we have this expectation that we have to be like good at making friends and good at socializing. Like a lot of you think, I can't have friends because I'm not cool enough, or I don't know how to even begin meeting people. I'm just lonely, I don't have a social life, and I'm stuck with that. There's nothing I can do about it. No, like you really don't have to be good at meeting people. You really don't have to be good at socializing. Most people, especially if you go to meetups or like Reddit meetups, for fuck's sakes, like the bar's pretty low there. What I mean by that is you're meeting a lot of other people who probably are often a little bit awkward too. And so they don't expect you to be perfect. That's the point. It's a bunch of awkward people meeting up with each other and saying, hey, do you want to be friends? Do you want to build a social life? Other people are going to be just as nervous as you. But yeah, a lot of people, I get a lot of coaching clients that come to me and they're in their 30s and they go, I have no social life. I have no friends. There's literally someone that joined our coaching literally 2 days ago in that same sort of boat of like, I don't have a lot of friends. I don't have a big social life. How do I even do that? Is that even possible? It's like, yeah, you just go to meetups. You just go and talk to people and say, hi, do you want to be friends? Kind of like little kids do when they're in the playground. They just walk up to each other and be like, hi, do you want to be my friend? And the other person's like, okay, we're best friends now. It's like, you can do that as an adult. There's even a video on YouTube that I've brought up many, many, many times. If you just search for Big Doors TV Friends, you'll see this video here at the top, and he literally just goes up to people and he's like, hi, do you want to be friends? Hi, I don't have any friends. Do you want to be friends? And you'll be surprised how many people say, okay, sure. Like, what's your Instagram? What's your phone number? Let's be friends. So yeah, making friends is a lot easier than we often make it out to be. The same as hitting on women. Like, it's not very difficult to hit on women. You think that it is because you have all this fear and all of these expectations of how you have to be perfect and smooth and all of that. No, you're literally just walking up to people and being like, hi, I think you're cute. Are you single? That's it. And the people that say, yes, I'm single, you say, cool. Do you want to talk for a little bit? Do you want to go on a date with me sometime? And they go, okay, sure, we can do that. And then you're like, oh, wow, crap. I didn't have to be perfect at this. I just had to try. Success does not require you to be perfect. It just requires that you try, that you attempt, that you give it a little bit of a go. So good job, Mr. Sasquatch 10. I really love this next comment by Niko Z. Dovetsky. That's got to be a Russian name. You are entitled to the action, not the fruits. Yeah. There's a really good quote that I love from David Hawkins, which is basically the same thing here, which is, you are entitled to the intention and the effort, but not the outcome, which is dependent on many other variables which are outside your control. In other words, focus on what you can change and don't worry so much about what you can't change. There's also a really good quote from the Bible, and it's also used in 12-step, like Alcoholics Anonymous programs. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Yes. So many of your problems, like all of you listening, come from you trying to control stuff that you can't really control, or getting upset when things don't go your way, when it was something that you didn't really have full control over. For instance, if you walk up to a woman and you say, hi, you're cute, are you single? And she says, no, thank you, I'm not interested. A lot of you take that very personally and you go, oh shit, what did I do wrong? Maybe I should just try harder. Maybe if I was more attractive, that wouldn't ever happen. Fuck this bitch, why'd she say no to me? And you get really upset. You go, what's even the point of trying? See, I just keep getting rejected. Rejection after rejection after rejection. You cannot control what any one person says to you. What you can control is your own self-improvement. If lots of people are saying no to you, and when I say lots, I mean you walk up to 50 women in a row and not a single one wants to give you a phone number when you've asked all of them for a phone number. So you ask 50 women, I'd love to take you out for a drink sometime. Can I get your phone number? And 50 of them say no. If that happens in a row, which will basically never, ever, ever happen, by the way, a lot of you just go out and hit on 10 women, and then you go, holy shit, 10 of them said no to me. It's like, go talk to 50 and then come back. But even if you walked up to 50 in a row and said, can I take you out for a drink? Can I have your phone number? And 50 of them said no. What you can control is your own self-improvement. Go to the gym, lose some weight, dress a little bit better, groom yourself, whiten your teeth. Any number of these things that I've covered, in content over and over again. You can also play the numbers game even harder. Go talk to more women. Try dressing a little bit better. There's 1,000 things you could do. That is the shit that we focus on. So we don't worry so much about the outcome. Yes, I know all of you have an outcome in mind. You want to have more sex or more money or more happiness or a social life or any of that stuff. I get that you care about the fruits or the outcome, but try not to obsess about it as much. In other words, trust in the process. Trust that if you just follow the instructions and improve yourself, you will eventually have the fruits. And a lot of you also get frustrated that the fruits don't come quick enough for you. You'll say, I've gone out there, man, and I've talked to like 30 women and I haven't gotten a phone number. It's like, it's amazing that you talk to 30 women. Go talk to 30 more. It's brilliant that you talk to 30. Go talk to 100 or 200. Go do more. There's always more that you can do. You have two sort of options. I'll phrase this in a clumsy way that's maybe not super kind, but you got two options when you're not getting what you want. Either fucking cry about it or go take more action. And yeah, maybe that's not the kindest way of phrasing it, but a lot of you do, how can I say this in a nice way? You cry about it. I can't think of maybe a nicer way to say it than that. You cry about stuff. You're like, why am I not getting what I want? It's like, are you going to sit here and cry about it, or are you going to take more action? And you can change the action that you're taking. Maybe there's something you could do that's more efficient. Maybe, the action that you're taking isn't exactly leading to what you want. Fine, then change something. But complaining about it and crying about it is just sort of making you feel miserable. So that's something that in practice can take a little bit of practice. It's very tempting and easy to feel like a victim and feel sorry for yourself. Most of the world does. Most of the world feels very sorry for themselves, and they will complain and be like, it's not fair. My boss exploits me. It's like, then work somewhere else. Well, you don't understand. I can't. I have to stay at this job. I got bills to pay. Okay, then find some peace and happiness and be grateful that your boss helps you pay the bills. No, fuck my boss. Okay, well, then you want to complain and be a victim. If you turn the TV on Watch the news. It's just complaining. It's complaining and negativity. Most of Twitter, most of Instagram, most of YouTube, most of, maybe not so much Instagram, most of Twitter, Facebook, fucking lots of YouTube, all of that stuff. Reddit, definitely Reddit. A lot of that is just complaining with no focus on solutions. So focus on the action that you're taking. If you're not getting the fruits that you want, change something or do more or be more patient. All three of those are an option or a combination of all of them. Find some peace in the fact that some of your goals might take a little while to come to fruition, pun intended, while we're talking about fruit. Actually, while we're talking about fruit, you are entitled to the action, but you're not entitled to this guy, okay? None of you are entitled to this little gentleman here. You are not entitled to the fruit or the banana. But yeah, beautiful comment. I appreciate you sharing that, my friend. Yes, let's all focus a little more on the action. And if we find ourselves getting frustrated that we're not getting the payoff, we can either change something and be a little bit more efficient. We can work harder. We can be more patient. We can just find some peace, or we can not even work on that thing. Like, I see a lot online, people will complain, especially guys that are maybe in the black pill community or the incel community. They'll be like, women suck and, women this and online dating is a scam and it doesn't work and, fuck being alive in 2025, society sucks and all of that. And it's like, nobody's forcing you to go and talk to women. If women really suck that badly, which they don't, but if we're to take you at face value and women really suck that badly, okay, then just like build a business or something, or go to the gym, or go hang out with your homies, go have fun with your friends. Why are you sitting on the internet crying and complaining? And obviously, the very obvious answer is the reason why people complain is because you get a big juicy payoff from complaining. You get to feel good, you get to feel righteous, like righteous anger. You get to hate women, and then that means you don't have to focus on yourself. You get to just complain about other people. You get sympathy, you get empathy. You get to feel like you're part of a little club, like the black pill and the incel communities and places like that. You feel like you're in a little cool club, a cool club of people that bitch and moan about women, and it feels good to belong. Like, all human beings want to belong, and so it's not even a bad thing. It's just you're belonging to a club that wants to be miserable and wants you to be miserable. And so how do you think that's going to pay off? You're probably not going to be very happy. You could just leave and join a club where people are like, I don't know, playing fucking, like join a Dungeons and Dragons club or something. At least you'd be doing something productive and happy. Or join a fucking hiking club or something. Or join an entrepreneur club and build a business. Like, if women really suck and you really, really, really think the fruit is just not worth it, like the juice is not worth the squeeze, brilliant. Go work on other things. Like, you don't need to hate something else. You can just say, I have no interest in that. It doesn't please me. Not interested in women. Don't want to, they're not worth it. Cool, I'll go build a business, or I'll go hang out with my friends, or I'll live a life of fucking hedonism and just sit on the beach and sip cocktails and have a good time. Great, brilliant. You'd be contributing something to the world. So yeah, we don't even have to focus on the fruits if we don't think they're worth it. Like, nobody's forcing you. So I know all of you guys know that pretty much. Like, all of you guys and girls kind of know that, but yeah, there's a lot of people on the internet that will get frustrated when they don't get the fruits, even though they're not taking the action. So you could kind of rewrite Nico's statement here and say, you're never going to get the fruits unless you do the action. And I've talked about that in a video. If you search my channel for the word cake, just this one here, I barely get any matches and it's frustrating. The cake recipe analogy. And I talked about how if you want a cake, all you have to do is follow the recipe. And a lot of people will say, I don't have a cake. It's not fair. Why don't I have a cake? And it's like, well, have you followed the recipe properly? No, but I shouldn't have to. Where's my cake? And so you can apply that to like dating and sex. It's like, okay, have you improved yourself? Have you gone out and talked to a couple of hundred women and made it obvious that you like them? Hey, I think you're really pretty. Hey, you're cute. I'd love to take you out for a drink. Can I get your phone number? Have you done that several hundreds of times? And have you improved yourself? If the answer is no, then you might not get the cake. Like, you have to do the work in order to get the results. So yeah, you see a lot of the time people will focus on the cake or, in this comment, the fruits, and they'll go, why haven't I got the thing I want? Well, did you do the steps that are required to get that? No. Fuck you. Where's my fruit? Where's my cake? Why don't I have a girlfriend? Well, because you sit at home complaining about women. You think they all suck. You have a victim complex. You hate yourself. And then you're expecting that a woman would love you when you don't even love yourself. You've done nothing to improve your own self-esteem. You've done nothing to improve your appearance. You don't have any interesting hobbies. You don't really have any friends. Would you date you? If you met a woman that had all the same qualities as you, that was exactly in the same position as you, would you date her? Or would you say she's kind of miserable? I don't really like her. And so work on yourself. Like, you don't get the fruits unless you actually are willing to plant the fucking fruit tree and then go harvest the fruit. All right, this next comment I love. This comes from one of my past coaching clients, actually. He said, I found the stories I tell can lead to me either taking my foot off the gas pedal or pushing it to the floor. For instance, if I thought dating is mostly out of my control, I'm a victim, there's nothing I can do, women suck, it's my genetics, blah, 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 then I would probably ease up on the effort I'm putting in and I wouldn't be held back by genetics, but negative beliefs causing me to take less action. Yeah, for sure. If I thought dating is mostly in my control, then I would take more action. Or if I thought I don't need to be in control, I'll just do my best and be happy, that's when I take the most action. So exactly the same as the previous comment. I am in control, or what's important is the action that I take, and I guess my mindset and my attitude as I'm taking it, rather than focusing and obsessing about the results. Yes, again, I know that you all care about results, obviously. That's why we have goals, because we want to achieve something. Yeah, no shit. But when we focus on the goal and say, I haven't achieved the goal yet, therefore that is proof I'm not good enough, proof that women suck, proof that the world is unkind, proof that God's a fucking sadist and that the universe doesn't love me and we live in this cold, unloving universe. It's like, fucking hell, slow your roll. You just haven't taken enough action to get the result yet. Calm the fuck down and stop drawing conclusions before you've finished the scientific experiment. It's like so tempting. I know that it's tempting. It's so tempting to be in the middle of self-improvement or in the middle of working on a goal and being like, it's not fair, I haven't finished the goal. I understand that. My brain is tempted to do the same thing sometimes when I have a big goal that I'm working on. But if we can just calm the fuck down and see the experiment through to the end, and for some of you, that means you might have to put a couple of months or even a couple of years into the goal. If we could just slow down and see it through to the end, man, the results come. They always come. You always get the thing you want if you actually just follow the fucking recipe, the steps in the recipe. If you just take the action that is required to get the thing, you get the thing. It doesn't matter if you think you're worthy or not. It doesn't matter if you think you deserve it. None of that fucking matters. That's just cute little mentations that our brain makes. It's little value judgments. I deserve a woman. Who the fuck is talking? Like, what are you, God? Why are you sitting there saying, I deserve? It's not about deserving. Did you follow the steps to get a girlfriend? If you did, congratulations, you'll get the girlfriend. And your steps might be slightly different to the person next to you, because maybe your genetics aren't as good as the next person. However you want to define good. Cool. Then you might just have a couple of extra steps. You might have to lose some weight or gain some muscle, whereas the guy next to you doesn't have to do those things because he's naturally handsome. Cool. It's your journey. Stop comparing it to someone else. So if we just take the action, we get the thing. And so you can sort of summarize this whole comment here by really saying the stories that we tell or the narratives that we believe really do shape the action that we take. As he's saying here, if I believe, look, I can control lots of things in dating, I'll take more action. If I believe, nah, I'm an incel and there's nothing I can do. And by the way, this guy, when he first came to us, I think he was a virgin. Let me check that. Okay, I just checked. When he first came to our community, he was a virgin. And I think he followed some of the advice, lost his virginity. Then he came to coaching and had a lot more sex and a lot more happiness and all of that. So the point is, if he believed, I'm a virgin, it's too late for me, I can't change anything, I'm getting older, fuck, it's too late, then he wouldn't take any action. If I, Andy, had believed, it's too impossible to build a YouTube channel. Do you know how many people told me at the start? YouTube's already saturated, son. You're coming here in like 2022. I think it was 2022 when I really started. You're coming here in like 2022. YouTube's already saturated, bro. You missed the boat. YouTube monetization has gone to shit. So you make basically no money from YouTube. I make like $50 a month from monetization. So they were like, it's too late. You've missed the boat. You can't build a YouTube channel. If I'd believed that, I never would have fucking taken action. I sure as shit wouldn't have done, what do we got, like 800 and something videos on this channel. No way in hell would I have recorded 800 videos, pouring my heart and soul into trying to help all of you, if I really believed that like it's too late, that I can't do anything. So I could believe those limiting beliefs, but how does that serve me? I wouldn't have built all of this. So many of you don't realize that your limiting beliefs are exactly that. They are a belief. They're not a truth. But a lot of you attach to them so strongly, you treat them like they're a fucking religious, like, you guys are religious zealots when it comes to your own limiting beliefs. You're like, every thought that's in my head must be true because it's in my head. And that's not me criticizing any of you, by the way. That's just how the brain works. By default, it will believe its own bullshit. If something's in your head, by default, you'll just assume it's fucking true. No, most of the time you're fucking wrong. Same applies to me, by the way. Most of the thoughts that are first in my head, I don't believe them by default. I'm like, that could be true or that could be false. Let me go find out. Let me gather some more evidence. I'm not just going to believe the first random thought that pops into my head. I talked about this in this video here. If you just search on my channel for the word ego, it's called Why You're Unhappy. You Think Your Ego is God. And that's just most human beings. That's not even me criticizing any of you in particular. But we just assume that our ego is correct all the time. Like if a thought is in our head, we're just like, that must be true. We treat our ego like it's God, like it has the final say on everything. And if we judge something or assume something, we're like, well, my judgment must be true. That person is a bad person. Why? Because I said so. Because I have a feeling. Like we just assume things by default. So check out that video if you haven't already. But yeah, a lot of the time we'll just believe our limiting beliefs and our doubts and our insecurities. And we'll go, well, I feel like a loser and I'm 28 years old and I haven't had sex. Therefore, I must be a loser and no woman would want me. It's like, what the fuck? You've just made a hypothesis and then declared it to be true. Again, you think your ego is God. You think your limiting beliefs are God. If you wanted to find out it was true, if you were actually a man or a woman of science, what would you do? You would run an experiment. You would go up to, you want to be really fucking scientific about it. If you think no woman on the planet will ever give you a chance, then you need to ask every single woman on the planet, right? Otherwise, you're full of shit. You're just making an assumption. You're making a hypothesis. You're literally just stating a lie as if it is a truth. So go talk to every woman on the planet and say, hi, I think you're cute and I'm interested in you. Are you interested in going on a date with me? You do that 100 times and one woman will surprise you and go, sure, I'd like that. And you go like, wait, what the fuck? I didn't even get a chance to ask every woman on the planet if they would like me. I stopped short. One of them said yes. What the fuck? Like, it really doesn't take that many women. There's going to be someone out there that's interested in you. Even if you're morbidly obese, I've had this conversation. Even if you hate yourself and you're morbidly obese, there was a guy in my coaching group who was very, very, very obese, really didn't like himself. In his 12 weeks of coaching, he hooked up with 2 women. He had sex twice with 2 different women. And he really didn't think that was possible. He had so many doubts and insecurities and all of that. Doesn't matter. 2 women liked him enough to hook up with him and, date him for a little bit. So a lot of your limiting beliefs, mine too, I've just learned not to trust mine, but a lot of your limiting beliefs are so full of shit. And if you would just not trust them as if they're God, if you would just not worship at the temple of your own limiting beliefs, you would find that you have unlimited power to do insane amounts of shit. It's just that most human beings on this planet think, I'm limited to my own doubt. I'm limited by my own doubts. My doubts are not even doubts, they're truths. Listen to most people talk and you say, hey, if you're really unhappy at your job, why don't you just get a different one? And they'll go, no, I can't. And it's like, okay, I guess you just know everything. You know that it's not possible. Or someone will say, I'm lonely. And you go, cool, why don't you work on yourself, go meet some people and you can make some friends and get a boyfriend or a girlfriend. They go, nah, no one would like me. It's like, okay, I guess you know better than the entire fucking population of the planet. You're just going to speak for everyone else on the entire planet. You're not even going to ask them. You're not even going to check first. You're just going to mind read and you know that no one on the planet will like you. You know that. You know that everyone else on the entire planet is going to be as judgmental towards you as you are to yourself. You just know that. So yeah, there's so many limiting beliefs. I can't build a business, okay? I guess you can't build a business. You can't build a YouTube channel. It's saturated. Okay. I guess it's fucking saturated. Online dating is a scam. You can never meet anyone on there anymore. Okay. I guess you know better than all the people that are meeting each other and falling in love and hooking up and getting married and all of that through dating apps. I guess you just know better. So yeah, we really do think our ego and our limiting beliefs are God. But if we would just let go of that a little bit, like this guy says here, if we would say, you know what, I don't need to fucking have all the answers. I don't need to control everything so much. Why don't I just do my goddamn best? And if I have doubts and limiting beliefs and fears, that's okay. Everyone else does. Andy does. Everyone else does. I'll just do my best. You would be surprised at the beautiful things that come your way, the fruits that come your way, the little bananas that come your way if you would just take some goddamn action. You too could have a banana plushie just like this. Let's take a slight detour, a slight intermission. I went to this beautiful cafe with Imi the other day. It was out like in nature. We had to drive up like the mountains and stuff, and there was beautiful forests and streams and all of this around, and it was this really nice cafe, and there were friendly birds. These birds are called magpies, and they came up to us and we fed them. I'll play this without sound so it's not too loud, but yeah, I was feeding these little birds little bits of bacon, and they were friendly. They came over and ate it from my hand, and then I was trying to get him to come closer. He got a little freaked out. I was like, here you go, little boy. Here you go, have some bacon. There you go. Yum yums. You're so cute. They're really friendly. Goodbye, bird. Yeah, we got like super friendly birds around here. There's this dude that walks around near where I live, and he's able to have magpies and birds like this, like literally land on his shoulder. It's like really, 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 really cool. And he feeds them little bits of like bacon and stuff like that. And he's gotten them to land on my shoulder too. Like I've gone and talked to him, and he has this little trick where he can get the birds to come to you, and you put your arm out and then they land on you. It's really cool. If I do that again, I'll take a video or something so I have something to show. But yeah, this bird was friendly, though he wouldn't let me scratch his belly. I wanted to scratch his little belly, but no, it wasn't going to happen. Something I would like to do a little bit more of, maybe, as my channel grows and as I keep doing this, I'd like to do more videos like outside, like almost like, maybe not vlogs, but just little snippets of my life and cool stuff that I see, because I really like other people that I follow when they do like vlogs and share interesting stories and stuff like that, because I think a lot of the time this channel is me just sort of sitting here in this chair talking to this camera, talking about self-improvement and all of that. But this is such a small part of my life, which is funny because it's the only part of my life that any of you guys and girls ever see. But this is like, I'm going to sit here and talk for 1 hour, and then I'll work on my coaching and, coach all the guys and girls in there. And then I'm going to go live my life, which none of you are ever a part of, like none of you ever see. And so all you ever see of Andy is sitting in this chair talking to this microphone with this background behind me. That's it. So yeah, if you guys are interested, let me know, leave a comment. Let me know if you want to see more shit. I'd only ever share stuff that's interesting. This wouldn't become just like a vlog channel or something, but yeah, little snippets. Maybe I can go outside a little bit more and record videos just like this. The reason I don't is because it's usually hard to find somewhere that's very quiet, that doesn't have birds and people and all of that. But I've done that before if I, go all the way to a park or something like a national park and we're in the forest. So let me know if you want more stuff like that. So Divine, I cannot even begin to pronounce the second part of your name, Demiurge. Maybe that's 2 words, Demiurge. Says, best video I have seen on levels of consciousness so far. Subbed. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the community. So this was on a video called The Map of Consciousness, Hierarchy of Emotions. And if you're not familiar, the map of consciousness is this map here made by a guy named David Hawkins, and plenty of other people have contributed to this, but it's basically a listing out of the main categories of emotions that we feel as a human being. And down the bottom is the emotions that maybe are not super helpful to living a happy, joyful life that adds to your life and the people around you. Guilt and shame, it's a little bit hard to contribute to society or to the world or to your friends or to yourself when you're racked by guilt and shame. And at the top, you have the emotions like peace, joy, love, reason, acceptance, etc., where you're a little bit more of a positive influence on people around you, and maybe more pertinent to self-improvement, you get more shit done. It is so much easier to win at life, achieve goals, dream big and all of that. If you're full of peace and joy and love, like no shit, you're going to take way more action. But a lot of you don't realize the importance of a happy, positive mindset to the point where videos that I do on my channel that talk about happiness and peace get significantly less views than anything else. So like this one here, literally I did a video called How to Be Happy in 10 minutes and 59 seconds that has 1/10 the views of Why My Girlfriend Prefers Older Men. This one here, life is a video game, it doesn't have to be a trip to the hospital ER, was me talking about how you're allowed to be happy and you don't have to see your goals as like an emergency. Oh my God, like what seems to be the problem? I can't get laid, help. That video has literally 1/10 the views of, hey, this guy approached 100 women, like let's get laid. If I talk about sex, dating, money, they get 5 to 10 times the views of if I talk about happiness. And I've talked about this many, many, many times. If you guys would let you guys and girls would let yourselves be a little bit happier or a little bit more peaceful as you work on your goals, you would take 100 times more action. Like, look at this map of consciousness. Where is it? Up there. Look at this map of consciousness. Do you think if you're a guy that's just trying to get laid and you want to meet some women, do you think women are going to respond to you better if you're full of guilt and shame or if you're full of love and joy and peace? What do you think is going to make women want to be around you more? What do you think is going to make for better sex? Being very guilty and ashamed of what you're doing and ashamed of who you are as a person and feeling like you're not good enough? Or really being proud of who you are and loving who you are and loving women and loving sex? Who do you think gets laid more? The person who feels guilt and shame about sex or the person who loves sex? And so I point all of this out, but a lot of the time, I had this big, deep conversation with Imogen this morning. A lot of the time, a lot of you think you cannot be happy until you achieve your goal. And it's like, nah, your unhappiness is kind of getting in the way of your goal. I've talked about this a million times. What makes a bigger difference? Looks maxing and getting your shit together and just being a hot fucking alpha male, or having a very positive, happy outlook on life? The second one. The second one will get you laid way more than if you're the lonely bodybuilder who kind of hates women and hates himself and doesn't feel like he's good enough, even though he looks like a fucking god and women literally want to be all over him, but he doesn't take any of the opportunities and pushes them all away and says, nah, I need to work on my bicep curl before I start hitting on women. Nah, what's the point in hitting on them? Women suck anyway. There are so many lonely bodybuilders out there who are literally not having any sex, no relationships, no intimacy, no fucking friends, because their mindset is not right. And so I talk about this all the time, the map of consciousness, but it's not really a struggle, but I guess my challenge or my opportunity as the guy sitting in front of all of you who is probably higher up on this map than a lot of you, probably a lot happier than a lot of you. Otherwise, why would you be watching this shit? Why would you be watching this channel? My challenge or my opportunity is to try and get across to you how much of a difference happiness and a positive mindset makes. Because a lot of you think, I'll handle that later. I know I'll be happy once I reach my goal. It's like, motherfucker, you would reach your goal 10 times quicker if you would let yourself be happy. So many times in the coaching, this is the discussion that I will have. People will come to the coaching thinking, I'm coming to Andy so he can get my dick wet, or he can get my fucking pussy filled, or he can get my bank account filled. And it's like, yes, but the way we're going to do that is by letting you be happy and relaxed and chill and peaceful, which is very high up on this map, isn't it? For the first time in your damn life. And what people find is when they let themselves feel a sense of peace and joy and love, god damn, is it easy to go up to women and be like, hi, you're cute. God damn, is it easy to be like, would you like to buy my product or my service? Because you have a big smile on your face and people are like, wow, I'd love that. You seem happy and chill. I would rather spend my time and spend my money on the person who is chill rather than the person who is desperate and fucking needy. A lot of you are so desperate and needy for your goals that you don't realize that neediness is literally getting in the way. And you self-sabotage and you self-protect and you make other people aware of how needy you are and then they leave. You don't realize that your desperation that you think is serving you, and it is a little bit, but you don't realize that it is so limited compared to if you would let yourself be peaceful, joyful, loving, rational, and reasonable and have some sense of acceptance and willingness. Like if you could move up this map of consciousness, my God, it would be a lot easier to achieve your goals. And all of this is the stuff that I put in the Play to Win video course. And there is even an entire chapter in the Play to Win video course on the map of consciousness. I literally talk about the map of consciousness. I have a whole bunch of pages in here about how to move up the map. Like how can I feel more peace, love, joy, acceptance. Part of it is like focusing on winning, focusing on your goals, taking some action, all of that, letting go of like, what if something goes wrong? Or what if I get rejected? Like literally letting go of your fears and the emotions down the bottom. A big part of it is sort of like reading some books and content from people that are higher up. Obviously my content, I try and lift you up the map of consciousness. Listening to a bunch of music, here's a bunch of examples, doing all of these exercises here. I have a whole bunch of shit, like literally page after page of like, here's how you can move up this map of consciousness. But it is such an incredibly helpful, useful tool in getting what you want. Again, a lot of you just don't see that. You're like, no, but I have to get laid and then I can move up the map of consciousness. It's like, no. Do you know how many people I have seen that get laid a metric fuck ton or make a lot of money and they are still right down here, down the very bottom of the map of consciousness? How many fucking billionaires do you guys know on, TV and celebrities and all of that are not happy? Do most rich people seem fucking peaceful and joy and love and rational to you? Some do, plenty do. But do most of them? Are most celebrities deeply happy and peaceful? Or do you get the sense that it's never enough for them and they need more money, they need more fame, they need more attention, they need more drama, they need more scandals? And again, not every celebrity is like that, no shit. But if money and sex and power and fame were the thing that made people happy, there would be very few unhappy people at the top, correct? Like at the top of money and wealth and fame. Most people with power would be happy. Do most dictators with all the power in the world seem very happy to you? Was Hitler a happy boy? Was fucking Stalin and all of those people happy boys? Do most politicians seem like happy, peaceful boys and girls to you? Or do they seem like power hungry and they can never get enough and they have to be a fucking dictator and even that doesn't seem to bring them any peace? Again, if money, wealth, fame, sex and all of that in and of themselves were the answer to your happiness question, or for some of you, your happiness crisis as you see it, if these things would make you happy, wouldn't there be more happy people with lots of money, fame, and all of that? So doesn't that tell you that maybe those things in and of themselves don't make you happy, and it might be the appreciation of those things that brings you happiness? It might be the gratitude for those things that brings you happiness. It might just be gratitude and appreciation in and of themselves. Maybe you don't need those things, and if you want those things, brilliant. Make a ton of money, have a ton of sex, build a ton of connections, but do that from a sense of peace and a sense of happiness and joy inside of you already, rather than seeing those things as special. And again, I literally talked about that in this video here, which, a lot of you have not watched. It's one of my least watched videos ever, but it is literally a video that in 11 minutes, actually quicker than that, but by the time you're like 3 minutes into this video, you're already going to be happy and you'll be filled with a sense of peace. And then do you know what happens after that? It's way easier to go outside and talk to girls when you feel nice and peaceful. You could listen to this. It's a guided meditation, by the way. You could listen to this literally every time before you go outside to talk to girls. You would talk to 10 or 100 times more girls. You could listen to this every time before you start working on your business. You would make 10 times more money. How do I know that? Because this is exactly what I do in my coaching program. I literally help people be happy while they work on their goals. And then I watch them achieve 100 times more. But again, a lot of you have this conceptualization that I will only be happy when I achieve the thing. No, you will achieve the thing much better if you're happy. Plus, you get to be happy the whole damn time. Why do you have to wait until you achieve something before you can be happy? What a ridiculous premise. What an insane premise. But it's a premise that the vast majority of the world operates on. And the vast majority of people will sell you that premise. Because if I tell you that you can't be happy unless you pay for my coaching program, do you know how much more money I would make if I just literally said that to all of you? Hey guys, you can't be happy until you buy my coaching program. Damn, I would be a rich boy. A bunch of you would be scrambling to buy my stuff. And that's how most people advertise stuff. They say you're going to miss out. You got to get that juicy fear of missing out. And then people will buy more of your shit. Or hey, you're never going to be cool. You're never going to have a great life unless you pay for my product. If you don't have the latest iPhone or fucking Samsung Galaxy S59 billion 69 420, you're not going to be cool. All your friends are going to be using it and you're not going to be using it. Think how much of a fucking loser you will feel like if you don't have it. And so that's how most people operate. They operate on this assumption, this bitter, sweet little lie that if I get the thing, then I'll be happy. No, you'll just need the next thing. Again, wouldn't all of you be happy with the stuff that you already have? if those things brought you happiness? You can kind of think about this in your own life. How many times have all of you thought this in your, like yourself, where you're like, man, I'm going to be so happy once I upgrade my computer, or once I get a new fucking phone, or when I finally can afford that dress or that jacket, I'll be really happy. Or man, when I'm making enough money that I can take my friends out and I can pay for their drinks, then I'll be happy. Does this resonate with any of you? How many times have you sold yourself a lie where you say, this is when I know I'll have made it? Man, I'll be so happy when I can do this. When you're a little kid, you told yourself, I will be happy when I can fucking finish school. When I'm out of school, I'll be happy. When I finish my university and graduate, then I'll be happy. When I first get a job, then I'll be happy. When I can afford my rent, then I'll be happy. When I have enough left over to buy beer, then I'll be happy. When I'm old enough to drink beer, then that'll be cool and I'll be super happy. Man, I can't wait for my latest, favorite artist to release their next album. Then I'll be really happy. We just do this constantly. And so that tells you, like the fact that you're not happy now, a lot of you, most of you, some of you, the fact that you're not happy now tells you that you've been lying to yourself, or you've been believing sweet little lies that these external things will bring you happiness. They won't. Appreciating those external things will bring you happiness. Realizing that you already inside you have enough and that you are okay right now and that everything is going to be okay, that is what will bring you happiness. So I talk about all of that in this video here, this guided meditation. Really, really, really recommend all of you go and watch that. Like genuinely, I don't say that about much of my content, but I genuinely think this could be like quite life-changing for a lot of you. It's just that most of you skip over it because you're like, how to be happy? Fuck happiness, bro. I need to get my dick wet. Okay. Why do you want to get your dick wet? Why do you want to have sex? Why do you want to get laid and lose your virginity? Because it'll make me happy. What the fuck? Then you care about happiness and you're literally saying, I don't care about happiness. I got to go get laid. Then I'll care about happiness. Then I'll be happy. It's like, okay, you literally saying you don't want to be happy. So this will be the one time that I ever say this. Watch the fucking video. Do as you're told. I never fucking tell any of you what to do. Do as you're told. Watch the video. If you don't want to watch the video, that's okay. I take it back. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. But I do really recommend the video. Andre Brown 7964, which means there are 7,963 other Andre Browns, or he is a time traveler from the year 7964, in which case, hello. Holy fuck, you must find our technology incredibly primitive, especially the fact that we all still have our biological bodies, and you guys and girls, you've given up the concept of guys and girls anyway, but you definitely don't have your biological bodies. We still have to fucking type shit into our phone and be like, hello, please Google, can you please give me permission to know the answer to this question? Please tell me. Whereas you guys and girls, again, you're not even guys and girls, you're fucking robots by that point. You've just all amalgamated with the fucking AI. You guys are just some weird robotic technological thing that I can't even conceive of. Anyway, welcome. Welcome to our humble 2025. Says, I really enjoyed this video. These fundamentals help out a lot. I'm grateful for the friends that support me. So this was on a video I did called the 7 Pillars of Success. And I just talked about, the main areas of life that people seem to want to work on and seem to want to improve, friends, money, sex, relationships, all of that kind of stuff. So brilliant, beautiful. It's nice that you have friends that support you. You know what's even more beautiful, man? That you're able to appreciate them and be grateful for them. Something that makes your life 10 billion times happier, better, I guess, is being able to express gratitude for the things that you already have. Most people don't think like that. Most people are like, yeah, I have my friends and I'm kind of grateful for them, but I'm too busy focusing on the future and what I need to be happy. Like I have to get the next thing. I have to achieve the next goal. I have to do the next thing. Then I can be happy. Most people don't take the time to pause and reflect on the things that they already have in their life, the gifts that they have, the friends that they have. So that's incredibly fucking beautiful, man. I think that's really, really, really nice, man. I'm grateful for you and I'm grateful for your friends. We will finish up with one final question here, which I'm going to blitz through from Mr. Phoenix. Hello, Mr. Phoenix. So how much do you need to make per year to have your shit together, so to speak? I'm 38 and haven't made it past 40K. I was consistently employed during the lockdowns, but couldn't find the jobs I wanted and kept having to change room shares, which was also harder since I didn't get the jab, as in the vaccination and all of that. I didn't either. Hello, fellow pure blood. I knew a lot of 40 to 50-year-old men and women that weren't doing much better. So how much money do you need to have your shit together? As much money as you want. There is no need. There is no amount of money that any of you need. You could have your shit together with $0. In fact, I know a few people like that who have much less money than you, especially if you're talking about 40,000 US dollars. That's a lot of money in my country. I believe that's above median wage in the US too, right? Okay, no, slightly below. So median wage in the US is 47,000. Now, don't take that number and compare yourself to that, although I know you're probably already in the middle of doing that right this second, as you often do and lots of human beings do, and that's okay. But how much money do you need to have your shit together? You could have $0 and have your shit together. You could go outside and say, hey, can I please have some money for food? And if you ask enough people, they'll give you money for food and enough money for board so that you can sleep that night with a roof over your head. And you could just spend all of that free time that you would then have. Like, think about it. You'd have like 6 hours free a day. Maybe you walk around for 2 hours getting enough money to survive for the day, and then you'd have 6 hours. What if you spent that 6 hours feeding other homeless people, or fucking volunteering at an old folks home, or making the world a better place? Or what if you were an independent artist or musician and you spent that time busking and hustling and grinding and making music and building something? Or what if you worked on your own side project and built a business? What if you had a YouTube channel and you tried to help other people? What if you spent those 6 hours hitting on women, then building an incredible, amazing, beautiful sex life, and eventually finding a girlfriend and settling down and then getting a job? Like, the money isn't the thing that means you have your shit together. It's just a thing. It's nice to have money because it allows us to buy things, but it's more about the attitude. And if you're so focused on if you're so focused on the trees, you can't see the forest for the trees. If you just focus on the dollar amount, which is what most people do, I only have this many dollars. And then you get really fucking depressed and you go, other people are better than me because they have more money and I'm not good enough and blah, blah, blah. What if you were grateful for every single one of those $40,000 that you have? You have 40,000 reasons to be grateful, 40,000 things to be incredibly fucking happy with, 40,000 ways to spend $1. That's a lot of money. You are rich compared to most people in the entire world, but it's so easy to compare yourself to your fellow, I don't know what country you're in, man. If you're in America, for instance, yeah, it's so easy to compare yourself to other people in America and be like, I'm poor, I don't have enough. And that will always be the case. There will always be someone that has more than you. So yeah, I would focus more on the mindset, man, and not worry so much about the dollar amount. If I tell you a dollar amount, you're just going to compare yourself to that. If I tell you, hey, you have to have 70,000 US dollars a year to have your shit together, you're just going to be like, God damn it, I'm $30,000 short. I'm not good enough. See, I'm 38. I'm a loser. What's wrong with me? If I tell you, hey, you only need $20,000 to have your shit together, you probably won't believe me. So no matter what number I tell you, you're either going to not believe me or you're going to use it to compare yourself, which is why I've talked about this many times. This is part of the reason why I don't really say how many women I've slept with. If any of you asked me, if you're in my coaching program, I'd tell you. If you really wanted to know, and I could see you had a good reason for wanting to know, and you weren't just asking so you could compare yourself and beat yourself up and feel like shit. But most of the time, I don't really say my numbers anymore, because most of you just hear that and go, oh, fuck, he slept with more women than me. Oh my God, he's better than me, and I'm a piece of shit, and I'm never going to do that. And I'm such a loser. And it's like, I don't want to contribute to your self-masochism, self-sadism. I'm into BDSM, but I'm not really into the painful degradation parts of BDSM. I like my BDSM partners to leave a little bit better than I found them. I want them to have a good, peaceful, nice time. I'm not really interested in indulging in other people's self-BDSM. It's just not my cup of tea. So, same thing here. I get the sense that you're asking a question. I could be wrong, but Phoenix, I know you pretty well, brother. I get the feeling that you're asking this question so you can continue feeling shit about yourself. But we ain't here to play to lose, motherfucker. We're here to play to win. So, here is what I will give you. Rather than saying, I haven't made it past $40,000, therefore I'm a loser, I'm a failure, what's wrong with me, I'm not good enough, that's focusing on losing. Let's focus on winning. Instead of saying I haven't made it past $40,000, say I have made it to $40,000. That is an achievement. When you were born, did you know how to make $1? No, all you knew how to do was cry and shit your pants. You learned how to walk. You learned how to go through school. Maybe you were bullied. Maybe that was a challenging time for you. I don't know. I was bullied. You went through all of that. Then you went through your 20s. Maybe you went to college. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you were really nervous and terrified to get your first couple of jobs. You probably were. You're probably shitting your pants. I certainly was. Most people are. You figured out how to pay your rent, how to do your bills, how to do your laundry, how to pay tax, how to continue even when you're struggling, how to get up and go to work on a Monday even when you don't want to, or you're really tired, or you're stressed, or whatever. You figured out ups and downs of life. You probably went through depression for a little bit. I don't fucking know. I don't really know your story, man. You've probably gone through a hell of a lot to make it to 38. You've gone through a lot, my brother. And the fact that you've made it to $40,000 through all of that is incredible. That is the victory here. You're too busy pointing at $40,000 and saying, I'm losing, I suck, this isn't good enough. What if you were to point at $40,000 and be like, God damn, man, I made it. I made it up this hill of $40,000 and I can plant my goddamn flag here and say, I make $40,000 a year. I could have given up, I could have quit it, I could have exited life. I don't know your full story. I've gone through a lot of shit and I still earn $40,000. I'm a fucking winner. I'm courageous. I'm here. I make $40,000. Now, how do we get to work and earn $40,000 and 40.5? Fuck, that's hard for me to say. $40,500. There you go. And then maybe how do I make $41,000? Then how do I make 42? And then maybe I can take a bigger leap up than that. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe one day I make fucking 50, then 60, then 70. Who knows? I don't know your future. But I do know there was a time I spent, most of my life thinking that I was never going to make enough money. And like 60,000 Australian dollars, which would be 37,600 US dollars, is the most that I ever earned before. That's before starting this business. So you are out earning me, like old me. You're not out earning me now. But what you're talking about here, I haven't made it past $40,000. That's how I used to feel. I was like, I haven't made it past, again, it was like 37,600 US dollars. I've never made it past that amount. I'm a loser. That's how I felt. I thought I could never make a single dollar from my coaching or my content. Really, I genuinely really thought I'd never make $1. That was a big struggle. It took me about a year and a half, maybe 2 years to earn my first dollar, mostly because I was scared and procrastinating and just didn't ask anyone for money because I was too scared to be a sellout. So yeah, I completely understand how you feel, man. I really do. But you've done a lot to make it to 40K. And now all we're going to do is see if you want to, make it to 41K and then 42 and 43. And so if a beautiful retard like me can go from earning less money than you've put here to earning I think the biggest recent, there was a month, we did a recent video where we talked about how we made $50,000 in a month, US dollars. And now, to be fair, that's before tax. And I split that with Emmy and Cam, and there's lots of bills and stuff like that. So we did not walk away. Like my bills and my taxes will be much higher than a lot of you just like working a normal job and all of that. But yeah, there you go. So I can go from that. I can go from earning like 50,000 US dollars in a year. I would have called that good. I would have said that's like pretty good. We earned that in a month. And again, I share that with multiple people. So it's not the same when you're splitting money with 2.5 or 1.5 other people. You haven't taken all that money, but you get the point. So if I can do it, you definitely can too. But let's focus a little bit more, my brother, on the victories. You have made it to $40,000. And now if you want to, you can just earn a little bit more or be happy with your $40,000. It's probably enough to live off. It's probably enough to have a decent life. If it isn't, then earn a little bit more or move to a cheaper country, or save a little bit more or do a little bit of a side hustle and a side business and a side grind. Like, bro, there's so many ways to earn $500 to $1,000 a month, like easily, while not really working all that much. There's a million different ways you could make $500 to $1,000 a month, which would add another $6,000 to $12,000 to your earnings. You could start really small and say, can I earn an extra $10 a month? Yes, you can. Fucking easily. Go outside and say to 10 people, can I please have $1? Maybe you go up and ask 30 people and 10 of them say, sure, here's $1. And you go, wow, I made my first $10. Great, congratulations. Then walk up to people and say, hey, now I have something to offer you. If I tell you a joke and make you laugh, would you give me $2? And they'll go, sure, man, whatever. And then you tell them a joke and they go, Okay, that was a bad joke, but fine, whatever. Here's your $2. And you go, whoa, do that to 10 people. I made $20. Whoa, okay, what else could I do? What if I walked up to people and I had something really of value to offer them? That's all I do. I literally just say to people, hey, I'll fucking help you. I'll get you the life that you want. Will you pay me $11,000 for that? And people go, yes. Sometimes people pay more than that. And so I only got there by building up. The first couple of people I did for free. I did a lot of people for free so I could get some testimonials and some confidence and all of that. I didn't feel like I could charge anything. Then I charged really small. It was like $10 an hour or something. And it was more than an hour. They would pay me $10 and I would do like fucking 3 hours worth of coaching and work and effort and all of that. So you can start really small. But yeah, you could go to a bar and just walk up to dudes. I don't know if you right now talk to women, Phoenix. I don't really know your full story, man. But if any of you listening are able to at least approach some women sometimes, go into a bar, go up to a bunch of random guys that look shy and scared, and just be like, yo, hey, what's up? My name's Andy or whatever. If I get you to talk to a girl, if I can help you talk to a girl, would you like, I don't know, buy me a drink or some shit? Do you know how many guys are going to be like, okay, yes, yeah, that's why I came here. I just don't know how to talk to girls. I'm scared. I've come to this bar like 100 times. I've never talked to a single girl ever once, not ever. Yes, please. And then you go, okay, bro, come with me. We're going to go talk to those girls. And the guy will be having a panic attack and he'll be like, oh shit, I can't do this. I can't fucking do this. Oh my God, oh my God. You're like, bro, it'll be fine. Just trust me. It'll be cool, bro. You walk over to the girls. You're like, hey, how you girls going? Like, what are you girls up to? Like, I'm Andy. This is my friend Tom. Yeah, do you guys mind if we hang with you? You guys seem cool. You seem like the coolest people in this bar. Funnily enough, we're the second coolest people in this bar. So yeah, do you want to like team up and we can double the coolness of this bar just by hanging out? And the girls will be like, sure, yeah. And then you just fucking chill and you talk to him. Congratulations, now you helped that guy talk to the girls. And then you'd be like, hey, my friend Tom here, he thinks you're kind of cute, but he's a little bit shy to say that. So like, anyway, like, you know, either you two girls single, like, what are you girls up to tonight? And if one of them single, be like, yo, fucking Tom here single, like, you guys should go on a date or some shit. It'd be cute as fuck. Like, come on, it'd be so cute if you guys, like, two cute guys walk over to two cute girls in a bar, they start talking, they hit it off, like, two of them go on a date. Like, come on. Like, that could be cute as fuck. Like, go on, give him your phone number. That's all you have to do. That guy will probably fucking do anything. He'll be your loyal fucking friend for the rest of your life. He'll definitely buy you a drink. Do that a few times until you get decent at it and confident with it. And then you can start saying to guys, yo, if I can get you to talk to a couple of girls, would you pay me, I don't know, $20 or some shit? Is it worth $20 to you? Do you know how many guys would be like, bro, I'd give you fucking $50 if you got me talking to girls. I'd give you $100. That is what boot camps are. That is what like pickup artist boot camps are. They literally just take a bunch of guys to bars and they say, all right, guys, I'm going to get you to start talking to some fucking girls. Do you know how much people pay for boot camps? I've had coaching clients of mine that say, bro, I spent $30,000 US dollars, 30,000 United States dollaroos on a fucking boot camp for 2 days, and they got me to talk to like 20 girls. Any of you could build that. Literally any of you could be doing that by just walking into bars and be like, hey, bro, if I get you talking to girls, will you pay me? A lot of guys will. So there's a billion different ways that we can build like a little side hustle or a little business. Really, all you're doing is just giving value and then people give you money. And value can be anything. You can make someone feel good. You can entertain them. You can change their life. You can get them talking to girls. You can get them to feel good about themselves. You can just give them a fucking product or something. There's a million ways to make money. So I would focus on that, Phoenix, my brother, rather than saying, I can't make it past 40K. It's like, I made it to 40K and I'm a fucking winner. Now, how do I keep going? So play to win rather than playing not to lose. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a little tired. I'm exhausted. I'm going to go lay on the couch and play some fucking Zelda. Then I'm going to go for a walk and do my coaching and all sorts of other cool stuff. I hope all of you have an amazing, wonderful, kick-ass, legendary day. If you want any help with any of this, you know where to find me. Coaching links down in the description below. We got payment plans and all that juicy stuff. Maybe I'll run the little cool coaching outro at the end here, but nothing but love for all of you. Appreciate all of you. You're all doing a goddamn good job. Keep going. If you've been wanting an amazing, awesome, elite sex life, tons of threesomes, plenty of wild adventures and great memories with awesome people, we would love to help you get there. Here's just a little bit of what our coaching clients have achieved in their time in the program. Renee had a threesome in just his second week of coaching. had a woman write him a love letter, and he went on to have sex with 12 women in just 12 weeks of coaching. Corky had his first threesome, slept with 7 amazing women, and made a ton of awesome memories with them. George and Power both had sex with 10 women each in their 12 weeks, had a bunch of wild adventures along the way. Join me and join them by clicking the coaching link in the description below.